everybody, it's me Stacy here at Scrapbooking Made Simple, scrapbookingmadesimple.com, and welcome to today's In the Studio with Stacy, where we pair fine art products and paper crafting products, and we make magic happen. Well, we don't. The products, when you put them together, magic is made. Now, an In the Studio with Stacy class is every Wednesday at 5 p.m. sunny California time, 7 p.m. Central, 8 p.m. Eastern. And if you're joining me during that time, we are live chatting. Hey everybody, hello, it's good to have you here. The In the Studio with Stacy classes, it's a month-long series of classes. So every month I pick one type of fine art product, and each Wednesday in that month we use it again and again and again, different techniques, different applications. So by the time the month is over, you have learned so much about this product, you have the confidence to use it as well. Now, I am a brand ambassador for Royal Talons, along with a licensed designer for Jacquard. So we use products from both of those companies because they do things totally different from each other, which is exciting for me because then I can take product from Jacquard and mix it with Royal Talons and vice versa. And that's what we're going to be doing today. This month I picked Lumiere paints from Jacquard, and last week we started with the education portion of the In the Studio with Stacy. Our first week is always about education. The what fors, the why nots, the how comes, the history behind the product, what it's made of, how it's made, and the applications that you may want to use it for, or maybe what you can't use it for. So the first Wednesday of every month, it's always a little more education. Like Lumiere was developed in the 1990s. Not quite like pastels or watercolors, which are back way back. I mean, hieroglyphics, hello, watercolor. So this is a little bit more current, but it is made in a manner that is different than a typical acrylic paint. We sell Amsterdam acrylic paints. We use Amsterdam acrylic paints, and they are beautiful. They are by Royal Talons, and they have just about any color under the sun you can imagine. But what they don't have is metallic colors in anything but your gold, your silver, your bronze, your copper, your pearl. Those are the typical colors for metallics. With Lumiere is manufactured differently. Lumiere is a mica-based acrylic paint. Mica-based, and that is important. It is that mica that gives that sheen and that shine and that metallic look with all the colors, the blues, the pinks, the greens, the purples, the reds in Lumiere. Different from an acrylic from Royal Talons, an Amsterdam acrylic. They both are beautiful and you can use them together, but the fundamental base of the product is different. Lumiere from Jacquard is made from mica. The same mica that is in your Pearl-Ex, 100% pigment mica. The highest light fastness you can get. And then they mix it with an emulsion, an acrylic emulsion. But Jacquard's acrylic emulsion is crystal clear. No milkiness to it at all. Crystal clear. Which means you get the most luminosity, the most light refracting on that paint and then bouncing back to your eye to give you the most luminosity, the most metallic look that you can get. They're beautiful and they're easy to use and hard to believe, but they're affordable. Sometimes we think fine art is going to be out of our budget, sky high, pie in the sky, if I only could. But quite often I have found that that's not the case at all. You get a superior product to what we can find in our paper crafting world, and yet the price is sometimes the same, sometimes more, sometimes less than what we find in our paper crafting world, even though the product is of a superior nature because it comes from the fine art world, and artists globally demand, need for their works to be fine art. They have to be licensed fast. We may not be wanting expect our projects to last 100 years or more, but a fine artist, a painter is going to want his works or her works to last 100 years or more. So it's really amazing what we can find when we just step a little outside of the paper crafting world and embrace the fine art world. So today it is about Lumiere paints from Jacquard, and I do have them in the little bitty bottles. So typically they come in the large jars because most people are painting with them. So it has a wide mouth so you can dip your paintbrush in. They sell these not open stock. They sell them as, well, they've never sold them except for in two separate bundles. I was able to get Jacquard to let me have the 20 colors of the minis, because I believe there's 40 colors in the full size, 20 colors in the minis, where we can sell them to you open stock. I do have an I Want It All bundle if you want the I Want It All. I do. But what a great way to play. And what I love most about it is that if there's colors that you love, maybe this pink is the color that you're all about, or maybe it is this blue, you're able to then get the larger jar and refill your smallers, because there's a reason for this jar, and you'll see it today. The wide mouth jar is great for paintbrushes, amazing for paintbrushes. This is a crafter's friend, a paper crafter's friend. So I'm going to tilt on down. We're going to get started. I have Minte stencils for you today that we're going to be playing with. I am going to be playing with the Crafters Workshop, their stencil brushes, because who knew that stencil brushes were really important? I've never played with stencil brushes before. I've always used like a dauber, a foam dauber. This makes a world of difference. Shockingly, I was surprised. And these are by the Crafters Workshop. And so I showed them last Thursday, and they're lovely. They are. So we're going to be playing with those today. And I have a little bit of Ecoline liquid watercolor for you today. So we need to get started so I can show you what I want to show you. We kind of have to start a little out of order. Well, maybe we don't. Okay, we're just going to get started for today. It's me, Stacy. Thanks for joining me today. This is In the Studio with Stacy, where fine art and paper crafting make magic together. They really do. So let's tilt on down. Let me find my glasses. And let's see what we've got going on. Okay. So I am working on my Jelly Arts gel plate because it holds my paper perfectly. It just, nothing moves. I really love it. And I've got right now just 110 pound Stacy Park paper. We are waiting for a shipment of our mixed media paper. So once that comes in, I would prefer to use my mixed media paper, but I don't have it. So we'll get it soon. I'm hoping it's on its way in. And again, I'm going to be playing with some stencils from Minte. Now, just to give you an idea, so the Jacquard Lumiere, some say pearlescent, some say metallic. And I asked Asher, the president of the company, why did they do that? And he said, well, the metallics we called metallic because people think of gold, silver, bronze, copper as metallic. And we called the other colors pearlescent, even though they really do look more like metal when they're dry. They're really just lush and yummy. There's, like I said, colors that are two-tone. And I did swatch these out week 1. I swatched out quite a few of them. They're creamy, but they're not a paste. They're a paint. Creamy, but not a paste. And people want to know, well, what's the difference between these and, let's say, the stencil butter you used on Thursday from the Crafters Workshop? Well, first off, this is not a paste. So a palette knife is not going to work well with this. Next, this has a stronger acrylic base. So this will go on, this is like, think about forever. Think forever. You can put it on outdoor furniture. You can put it on glass, plastic, metal, leather, fabric. Yes, you can put it on fabric. And if you let it dry thoroughly, give it 72 hours, you can wash and it will not wash off. You can't do that with a stencil butter. Stencil butter is beautiful, but it is different. Stencil butter is thick. You would put it on with your stencil, your palette knife, or your stencil brush. This, you use a paintbrush or your stencil brush. And again, the colors are absolutely, they're dreamy. And when they dry, they dry beautiful. So this is what we're going to be playing with today. And these are some of the swatches I did last week, so you can see. They are different than a Fine Tech because these are not water-based. Fine Tech is a watercolor. This is an acrylic. So once this is dry, it is water resistant. Can you stamp on it? Yes, use a StazOn perhaps. But the colors really are magnificent. And usually you only get metallics in your gold, your silver, your copper, your bronze. But because these are a mica-based acrylic, we get to play with all sorts of colors. And the mica is 100% pigment. So you get that strength of color. All right, I'm going to put that over there. And I think I'm going to bring this over here, and we're just going to play a little bit. Again, I've got a couple Minte stencils for you. And I just want to start with something and get something on some paper. So I'm going to go in with this one super quick, and I'm going to do the entire background in a color. So I want to give them a shake because, again, mica, you've got to mix that mica up with that acrylic emulsion. It will not look milky to you at all when you put it down. That's a little different than most acrylics. Asher would not tell me what makes his crystal clear. Apparently that is secret sauce. And as much as I tried, I could not get it out of him. And I'm just going to go in there and add some color. Now it's going to pull some of the color that's on my stencil already, and I'm going to be okay with that. And I'm just using my gel plate as my palette. And all I want to do is add some color. So I'm using less. I put a little drop down because once you get it out, you can't put it back in. So I start with a little drop. And again, I'm just trying to kind of go all over. That way, if it turns out that I miss a space with another color, I know I've got this light gold behind it. And I'd rather start with less than too much. Okay, so I've got some gold down. Not overwhelming, but I've got some gold down. Now let's add some green. Some people would clean their stencil brush in between. I'm a go for it kind of girl. maybe we add some pink. So I will take a little bit of the green off my brush. Or I could change my brush. There's that. You get 6 of them. I'm hoping I shook that up well enough. And now I'm spouncing to make sure I get some of that color. See, this is why I like these little jars. They're very convenient, very easy to use. And maybe a little bit bolder green. And then I think I'm going to let it be. Lift up. And I've started. And I've got that sheen and I've got that shine and kind of that mixed media look. And I think I'll do the I think I will do it one more time, only different. What if I do it on some black? And this time maybe I come in with some red. And this is the metallic russet. So with mica, mica all depends upon light waves and how the light hits the mica and then it reflects off of it and refracts back to your eye. And that's what causes you to see the color that you see. It's all based off of light waves. Mica itself is kind of a transparency color. It doesn't have a color. And depending on what it is coated with and how many coats of it, the light waves will hit and refract and reflect. And you will see different colors, very much like a spectrum that you see from kind of a crystal. When you hold a crystal, a clear prism in your hand, it doesn't have any color. You can see right through it. But then move that prism in different angles and the light that hits off of it is going to refract back to your eye and you see totally different. Let's add a little bit of maybe purple to this. Oh, maybe I want darker purple. Maybe I want darker purple. Oh yeah. And maybe even some gold. Now, I'm not 100% sure where my paper stops and starts, so I'm just kind of going for it. And the colors just layer right in on top of each other. And with the stencil brush, you can blend them into each other. Oh yeah. Look at how pretty is that. And it dries almost instantaneously because it is an acrylic. So, what if we wanted to do, let's take the clocks and let's have some fun with the clocks. I think I want the clock a little bit off. Let's just do that one. Put it right there. And maybe this time we start with the purple. Nice shake. Oh, Stacy. Okay, well, it's gonna go for it. Clean that top off. Oh, that's more than I want, but we'll just use it. I'm gonna do the whole thing in the purple. So maybe maybe it's enough after all, looking at how much I have to do. So you can smudge, smudge, smudge if you would prefer, or tap, tap, tap. Everybody has their way of doing things. All right, let's see how that goes. And then I really like those colors. Maybe I try a little pink. Now when I am all done, I need to clean my stencil brush out thoroughly because this is an acrylic. So at its very base, it's an adhesive. That's what acrylic is. It's an adhesive. So if I don't clean my brush out when I'm all done, I will ultimately glue. I will glue my bristles together. Okay, I got a little pink going on in there. And then let's try a little bit of the blue. Should we try a little? No, let's stick with the gold. And let's see what we get. And look at that sheen and shine. It is that mica that makes this happen. Loved it with the red undertone. Loved it with the purple undertone. But what if we wanted to change it up? Loved it on the white. White is beautiful. It's beautiful, but what if we wanted to change it up? Okay. Give my stencil a little bit of a wipe down. Now again, if you let your acrylic dry on your stencil, you'll need to soak it to get it off. But if you clean your stencil pretty quickly after you use it, you're good to go. My gel plate's going to clean up really nicely too. So I'm going to let this sit over there and I'm going to let it dry for just a minute. And I'm going to bring over a piece of white paper. And we're going to start this one a little different. Instead of going straight into stenciling, clean my brush out a little bit. And then when I'm done, I'm going to wash my brush. So as opposed to going straight into stenciling, I'm going to play with my Ecoline watercolors just a little bit. These are my liquid watercolors and they are magical. They match the Ecoline brush markers and I love them. I can't live without them. I thought I could play with just 18 colors when we started and found out that I needed to have them all. My husband, Mr. SMS, does not know that I have them all and he doesn't need to know that I have them all. But I'm going to take and I'm going to spritz And then I'm going to drop some color. And I'm going to play with the browns. I'm going to see what happens with the browns. So I've spritzed with just some water. And I'm just playing with some yellows. And some browns. I think I actually might want a little bit more of my darker brown in there. Give a spritz. It activates the ink. And then I'm just using a baby wipe to help kind of move it along. And you know what? Now I didn't tape this down. That's just how nicely it holds. I've got enough on my baby wipe. To maybe get one more done. All right, I'm gonna leave that alone and bring my first one back. Now it's still wet, but I'm okay with that. I'm gonna take my clocks again. Decide where I want it to be. Well, we'll just do the whole thing. And even though my paper's wet, I'm going to come in with my Lumiere right over the top. So you can water down Lumiere if you want, but watering it down will eliminate some of that beautiful mica sheen that you're wanting to get. However, I can go straight on top of something that is wet without any problem. So it's more of a paint. Well, it is a paint and not a paste. Okay, I've almost got the whole thing done. And I just like to get a whole color down, so I know if I don't add any more color anywhere else to that area, I know I've got at least one color down. All right. All right, let's go over the top and see what we get. Hope I didn't move it. Ooh, let's do this one. This is my metallic copper. Ooh. Right over that fabulous blue, but not everywhere. And what if I hit it with some of my, hit it with some of my green, my emerald green. Remember, I started with my Eco Lime water color. So my base isn't white anymore. And I'm not trying to be specific on where I put color. I just want to add some. And then we'll take it off and we'll see what we get. No two are ever going to be the same. And a little drop will do you. And I have not cleaned my brush. All right, let's see what we get. Oh, see, it's so cool. On that dark background, and as it dries, that color is going, that blue. Oh, see, look at that blue. So as it dries, my color is just going to become more and more vibrant against that beautiful black, the background that we made. Easy peasy mac and cheesy it is. What if we quickly did Ecoline loves water. It loves to be blended. It loves to mix in. It loves to be sprayed and moved. My baby wipe's almost too wet. What if we bring our clocks back one more time? And I just have at it. Maybe I want the red. All right, let's see what we get. So cool. And the colors are so amazing. Super easy. And then I still have this one that I can use for something. Super great backgrounds. And that Lumiere just catches your eye. It makes that mica just come to life. Look at that. So through stencils, easy peasy, but not a paste, not something you're going to use tool with, one of your palette knives. I think they're beautiful. And I love it with the background. Let's get rid of some, so it's still a little wet, but we'll trim it down so we get rid of some of the noise. So on Saturday, we blended them. We blended them with a paintbrush and we made the most beautiful metallic backgrounds. And today we're stenciling with them. What a great guy background, right? And it didn't take much of anything, but where do you get that metallic blue like that? Oof. All right, you guys. So today, class was all about the Lumiere and using it in a different application and seeing that you can go right over a background that you have inked or watercolored without any problem at all, because Lumiere is an acrylic. So it's going to be happy with anything. And when it's down, it's down. We have the I Want It All of the little bottles. There's 20 of them. We're the only place to have them open stock. You can get just the colors you love, absolutely. And then we've got several Minte stencils for you today. I didn't use, I have a, do I have this one? I didn't use this one today, but I was sure playing with it. Look at that. Oh, is that good? I was playing with it earlier. That looks great. That's this one right here. So several stencils for you. The Lumiere, of course. And then we'll be back next week doing a completely different application. I think next week I am going to pull out, I started playing with gel plate printing. So we might get to there next week. We'll see. Haven't decided yet. Got lots to do and only so many weeks to show you. All right, you guys, it's me, Stacy. Scrapbooking Made Simple, scrapbookingmadesimple.com. This is In the Studio with Stacy, where we take fine art and paper crafting and make magic happen, because I think that that is absolutely, oh, look at that. That's magical. Love them. I hope you do too. All right, until tomorrow, I'll see you tomorrow for our next New For You event. And I'm trying to think of what I have for you. I think it's Marianne. I think it's the latest release for Marianne, where we bring you the latest and greatest from your favorite manufacturers, value priced from the get-go. So that will be at 5 p.m. sunny California time, 7 p.m. Central, 8 p.m. Eastern. Completely different class. Totally different type of class. This is more about fine art and paper crafting. New For You is all about what is just launched from your favorite manufacturers. And yes, we'll make a make with it. I think I have 3 bundles for you tomorrow, and each one of them is distinctly different and beautiful. They're all beautiful. So I will see you right back here on the Scrapbooking Made Simple YouTube channel tomorrow, 5 p.m. sunny California time, 7 p.m. Central, 8 p.m. Eastern. It's me, Stacy. I'll see you later. Scrapbooking Made Simple, scrapbookingmadesimple.com. Bye, everybody.